the Dean Laux Artist Series paint job on the coach and the trailer.
It was $250,000.
Wow. When you move out, if they're ready to send that wire and get it all going,
we can make it happen.
I know you have all the bells and whistles on this stacker trailer. To get all of this coach for 1.2, it's gonna be really hard to touch this value if you're looking at that real high-end level. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have found by far the least expensive Prevost Liberty coach and matching stacker trailer with a Dean Laux Artist Series paint job. Usually the new Liberty coaches are hitting on about $3 million. And when you see that it's got an Artist Series paint job, that's an extremely expensive option. This is Artist Series number 24, and the Artist Series paint job alone, just on the coach, is about $200,000. And then when you add that Artist Series to a matching stacker trailer, it takes it to another level. And this coach is priced for $1.175 million. So you're gonna wanna watch this whole video because I wanna tell you why this Liberty coach is priced so inexpensive. And it is currently owned by Rick Smith, president of Prevost Plus. He is highly respected in the Prevost industry. A lot of you have seen the videos we've done here at the beautiful River Landings Motor Coach Enclave in LaBelle, Florida, one of the most elite motor coach resorts in the country. He's put about 70,000 miles on this coach. He bought it a couple years ago and it only had about 35,000 miles on it. And the story I was told was that the original owner of this coach had it driven to a football game where he tailgated it in and then flew in and out in a helicopter. So when Rick bought this coach a couple years ago, it had never been slept in. And I'm really looking forward to showing you guys an in-depth tour of the interior. We're gonna go through the bays. We're gonna take a look inside of the stacker trailer. And it's very rare to find a Liberty coach that already has a matching paint job on the stacker trailer, both a Dean Laux Artist Series. There's a significant amount of time just in getting a Dean Laux paint job, and then there's a wait time. So even if you did want to buy one brand new, you just can't find this combination turnkey ready. Usually you have to schedule the trailer several months out. I think they have close to like 1,500 to 2,000 man hours. I'll have to double check with Dean, but just an insane amount of man hours that goes into these paint jobs. And I'll show you guys, you know, real quickly why they're so over the top. When you look at all of the stenciling in this pattern, you know, there's slight fades. You've got a large drop shadow here. I mean, all of the different pinstripes, the different patterns. There's a slight tiny pattern right here in this front door. And this does have the upgraded American Racing wheels as well. And I see date codes 44 of 24 on the tires. He said these were put on in April of this year. So fresh Michelin tires. And you know, this paint pattern is so impressive, the way it flows into the window here. And then you can see these lines kind of flow into the stacker trailer. So, you know, Dean Laux says a lot of times when artists will try to paint a stacker trailer, they'll just flip the design or they'll do something, but Dean really has a lot of thought into having everything flow. And I mean, and even on this trailer, there is just so much intense detail work. I mean, if we can get a close-up of just this tiny little pattern in this small little area has so much detail going on. And then there's all different areas. If you get a close-up on this stripe right here, it's got a totally different, that's the art of removal, totally different pattern. Dean is a world-renowned artist. Some of his turtle paintings are over 6 figures. I know he recently did a painting supporting the Moat Aquarium that was just over the top, but Dean Laux is an absolute class act. Now, coming around to the front of this coach, here's even another pattern in the paint job. I could talk about this paint job all day, but you're gonna see this has the more updated headlights, the more updated front end. It's not the brand new 9660 front end, but this is a current front end up to 2023, 2024, I believe, is when they did the new body style Prevost. And again, just so much intricate detail work in the paint job. And of course, this is a Liberty coach. So Liberty coach, I've talked about it in the past, I'm gonna put as the Bugatti of motor coaches. It's gonna be the most elite. They're gonna hold their value the most over time. And this coach has been serviced by Prevost and by Liberty coach. Liberty coach and Rick Smith have a great relationship. Liberty coach actually owns a lot, or maybe even 2 lots here at River Overlandings Motor Coach Enclave. And I know Rick Smith keeps all of his stuff in tip-top shape. So everything does work. He's had everything serviced at Liberty Coach and Prevost, and 70,000 miles put on this coach in the last couple years. So a lot to be said about a coach that's been recently used and, you know, making sure everything's working. Now, before we take a look inside of the coach and inside of the stacker trailer, let's take a quick look around the bays. And you can see just the timeless Liberty Coach bays. Does have this manual slide out tray and then some nice drawers here. You know, everything is super clean, and he does have a lot of his stuff in the coach right now. So we'll see some of his stuff as we go through it, but just a timeless design the way Liberty Coach finished these out. You can see Rick's got a full toolbox here. He's a smart Prevost owner. You never know when you're going to need one of those tools. Always nice to have. And one of the big advantages about this being a double slide is we have easy access to our bays on this side of the coach. If we had a quad slide with a slide room coming out, we'd have to duck down below those bays, and then they would have to, you know, open differently. But this has still got the upswinging basement doors. Bay 2 is going to have another manual slide tray. It's not a full pass-through bay. You've got your Kenyan cooktop here. He's got an extra rug currently stored in here. And then here we've got some more drawer space, a very timeless design, all lined with carpet, super clean as we go through these bays. And here's that upgraded Liberty Coach TV. Now here we can swivel the Samsung TV. It does have that sound bar below. And Rick did have the TVs inside the coach updated. I don't know if this was updated, but you know, you can really feel that Liberty Coach build quality. Even on this, you know, slide tray of this TV, it's just incredible at how well built these Liberty Coaches are. And then you have that door that closes to hide that TV out of the way. And then Bay 3 is going to be our wine refrigerator as well as a second refrigerator. We've got some good drawer space out here as well. Lots of storage in these bays, and you know, just incredible at how timeless and how well everything holds up in a Liberty Coach. And then here we've got a locking fuel door for our 200-gallon diesel fuel tank that we can fill up on both sides of the coach. And then this is going to be the other side of the plumbing bay. So we've got a little outside shower area. And then if we need to access some of our different systems, we can open up this door. You've got your Culligan water filters here. You've got that stainless steel freshwater tank and aluminum waste tank. I believe it's a 180-gallon freshwater tank and 180-gallon waste tank. So they've got huge tank capacities in a Liberty Coach. As we come around, this has the perforated vinyl with that Artist Series paint job going through the windows, and that's actually a real paint on the vinyl, the same type of paint colors that are in the rest of the coach. Coming around to the engine bay, you can see again that Artist Series number 24, and since 2013, every Liberty Coach has a Dean Laux paint job. So you'll see the Dean Laux logo, but only some of them are gonna have that Artist Series logo. And if it has an Artist Series logo and no number on it, that's one of Dean's personal coaches. He's had a handful of Liberties now that he personally owned that he went over the top. So these are all one-off custom paint jobs, nothing else identical to it on the road. Now this part of the coach is what's gonna help you guys understand why this coach is priced at only $1.175 million. When we open the side engine hatch right here, you're gonna see new batteries. I like to see this stuff. We see the date codes of 2024 on the batteries. Those were done in May of 2025. But if you look at the side here, this actually has the Detroit Diesel Series 60. Even though this coach has this over-the-top Dean Laux paint job, it's actually a 2011. So this is a pre-DEF coach, but Rick actually took it to Dean a couple years ago and had this paint job put on it. So it really looks like a late model Liberty Coach. And I know a lot of you folks out there really like these pre-DEF coaches. Now, coming back here, this is gonna be a giveaway that it's a 2011 coach. You see the round tail lights here, but unless you really know, not a huge difference, but still a beautiful paint design going through the rear of the coach, and then all of that stainless steel, that classic Liberty Coach look here. And we'll pop this engine hatch back here. You can see this does not have that Liberty Coach belt guard there, but you do have the belt tensioner here. It's gonna make life easier if you do need to switch a belt. This does have a 20,000 pound towing capacity. And coming around to the stacker trailer here, we're gonna have Rick come out here a little bit and show you the whole lift, show you the whole trailer here. in just a moment. This is a Featherlight stacker trailer and just a stunning paint design around the back of it. This has that door to make it much easier if you put a sports car in there and you've got to get in and out. Opening this door is going to make your life much easier. So stay tuned here. We're going to go through a full tour here of the stacker trailer in just a few moments, but let's take a look at the bays on the driver's side of the coach. Here we've got our 50 amp port right below the fuel door for the 200-gallon diesel fuel tank. And then this is going to be that signature Liberty Coach plumbing bay with all that timeless copper and stainless. You'll notice all the Liberty Coach lights as we go around the coach. And then this is going to be that signature Liberty Coach generator bay. It says the 20 kW Kohler generator housed in this Liberty Coach quiet box with the door that has that stainless face with the Liberty Coach badge, and it's such a timeless design. I mean, it's incredible to think that this coach is a 2011. If we just walked up to strangers on the street and had them come look at this coach and even look at the bays, look at the exterior paint job and ask them what year it is, I mean, it's just unbelievable that this is an almost 15-year-old coach and the way these hold up so well over time. Here we've got the signature Liberty Coach lawn chairs with that Liberty Coach logo embroidered in your lawn chairs, and I like that you have a nice spot to store these out of the way. And this is going to be a lot of the breaker boxes, transfer boxes, all your 12 volt and 24 volt breakers back there. You've got your fuses, all of that good stuff. And then up front here is going to be the other side of the full pass-through bay with the power slide tray. All super clean, all lined with carpet. You've got a light in here. On the wall here, you've got this breaker box covered in stainless. These gussets for the slide outs are all covered in stainless, like a piece of jewelry. Liberty Coach finishes out every square inch. But let's take a quick look at the stacker trailer before we take a look inside. So we found the man himself, Rick Smith. I know you're extremely busy getting ready for Prevost Plus. You're throwing one of the biggest events in Prevost history next week, but you're willing to let go of your Liberty and stacker trailer here from 30,000 feet. What's the story on your coach?
Sure. So it's bittersweet to us. We love the bus, we love the stacker. With some of the stuff we have on the books coming up with the travel, where my wife and I decided we want to get something a bit newer. It's a good time for us and a good time for somebody to reap the benefit of that.
Now you put about 70,000 miles on this pair here in the last couple of years?
Oh yeah, yeah, we bought the bus and I believe we're just the second owner of it. It had 34,000 miles on it. We've had it for, well, I guess going close to 3 years, and we now have just under 110,000 on it.
Now, I know the stacker trailer wasn't along for the entire journey, but what is the year story? I know you have all the bells and whistles on this stacker trailer. What's all going on with the trailer here?
Well, actually, it has been along for the whole journey.
Really? Wow,
yeah.
Okay.
Before, I was approached with the stacker because of all the events that we do. So I had it right after I got the bus, I got the stacker. We really have enjoyed this trailer a lot.
Yeah, now I know with this side access door, this is gonna make getting in and out much easier when you're loading and unloading cars. But what all features does this trailer have, and what do you usually load it up with?
Sure, so, you know, Les and I leave for extensive amounts of time. So in here, we have all of our marketing material for both Prevost Plus, River Landings, and Road Hogs. So we carry all of our marketing platform with us. We have 2 motorcycles and we have 2 electric bikes, and we take 1 or 2 Jeeps with us. So we've got this modified so we can take everything with us in one shot.
Golf cart too, or?
I have not, you know, I have not done the golf cart thing yet, because honestly, I'm a pretty conscious guy about my tongue weight. And so that golf cart with everything else we take would push us over what the recommended weight is.
What is the recommended weight of this trailer?
18,000.
18,000. And the coach has a 20,000 pound towing capacity.
Exactly.
But you were saying it's got some cool bells and whistles. Now this ramp here, this is an electric rear ramp back here?
It is. So it's electric rear ramp, so you know, save your back.
Yes, sir.
And I also bring extra motor, extra cables. So if you have a hiccup, you've got all the parts you need to keep you moving, because you're not going to do it. And then one of the cool things that we did was we actually put in a DI watering system with all the hookups on the outside of the stacker.
Yeah, I really like the way Rick did this. And here's another cool part about this trailer is this is a golf cart door right here. So if you're loading your golf cart or a couple bikes in, you've got this side access door, so lots of different access. But then as Rick was mentioning, I knew a lot of your owners here at River Landings. When I was still washing coaches, I washed coaches for a lot of these folks. So I appreciate you've got your in and your out for your DI water filters. Yeah. When you've got a several $100,000 Dean Laux Artist Series paint job, you do not want regular water to touch this. You only want to wash it with laboratory grade deionized water. Extremely important. So having those on board in your trailer, definitely a must.
Yeah, it is. And I didn't want the hassle of having a portable unit where you had to take it out.
Yeah, really nice setup there. Now, what else is going on? You were also mentioning you modified the trailer so motorcycles can go up top as well?
Exactly. So, you know, because we have, depending on what our venue is, it really depends on which car we take. So we could take our Jeep with the wider tires and it sets up a little higher. We can take her car. So in order to get the bikes and the Jeep in here, I had this lift adjusted down so it gives me the clearance I need for the bikes up top.
So you put the bikes on the ramp, you put them all the way up and then strap them down up top there?
No, I strap them right here.
Oh, you strap them right here.
They don't leave, they stay right here. Can do 4.
Okay, and then the car's below. Okay.
Exactly.
Wow, this is an incredible trailer. How long is this trailer?
27. So total 30 foot from the tip of the hitch to the back is 30. So the car's underneath. That way if we're somewhere, we don't have to unload the bikes. We just pull the car out. This we use basically for our storage. I added some D-rings here just for extra security on the bikes.
I see all the lighting as well.
Yeah.
Featherlight did a great job with lighting and these aluminum panels on the interior walls, the cabinetry, all top notch. Now, you've got some serious money invested in this combo. The Dean Laux Artist Series paint job on the coach and the trailer, a substantial investment, I can imagine. Can you share what the cost is roughly on that?
It was $250,000.
Wow, and that's probably the buddy deal. You're a close friend of Dean Laux as well, yeah. So that's really what you paid?
Yes, that's really what I paid. But it was important to us. Dean and my wife worked together for about 3 weeks coming up with the design. She wanted something that was timeless, wouldn't show a lot of dirt. Her and Dean went back and forth, and this is what was created.
Yeah, it really looks like a brand new Liberty coach. Let's walk outside. I want to ask you a couple questions about the bus here. Not only is it $250,000, but it's very time consuming to take the coach up to Indiana. How long was the wait list even to be able to get it into his shop? Sure. And then how long did it take to do all of this?
We got on his list and we came out of a Prevost rally out of Arkansas. And we left and then we shot up to Indiana and dropped it off. I think that was early November. And we got it back late March.
Yeah, if someone wanted to buy a matching Dean Laux coach and stacker trailer right now, they're probably a year and a half out. You just can't duplicate it.
Right, exactly. And we were pretty meticulous in what we wanted. And of course, that's Dean style anyway, right? So, yeah, like I said, it's bittersweet to us.
Yeah, now not only did you throw some serious money into the paint job, but you also did some heavy updates in the interior. We're gonna take the folks on YouTube and Facebook in the interior in a second, but what all updates did you have done recently at Liberty Coach, or where did you have the updates done?
Oh, sure. This bus, as long as I've had it, has only been serviced at Prevost and at Liberty. Because we spend so much time in it, we decided to do a full iPad integration. So all new electronics, TVs, everything is like brand new. We got new cruise airs in there. When we were in Canada, believe it or not, as crazy as it sounds, we had a differential issue and we got a brand new differential put in, all up there in Canada. I could list 100 things that we've done to it, but you know, everything is picture perfect, I guess, if you will.
Yeah, I know you keep your stuff tight. If anyone's been here to River Landings, you run a top-notch resort here. I mean, every square inch, this place is like Disney World.
Because of our travel schedule, I like to keep everything perfect. I don't like to have a light on. So regardless, there's things that I do automatically, like shocks. I put tires on every 2 to 3 years, especially on the stacker. I actually put tires on it every year. Not that I need to, but it gives me peace of mind. And then as far as the bus, it's serviced every 10,000 miles at Prevost. I have an inspection done on it every time it goes. We just recently put in new batteries, new alternators, water pump. We just do a lot of that for pre-maintenance stuff, you know, hoses, belts, all that stuff.
Yes, sir, and I've got to give a little asterisk with, when I asked you the price of when you got your coach painted, I'm pretty sure Dean Laux has had a price increase. I know shop supplies over the last 3 years have gone up significantly, so don't quote us on if you wanted to take another bus to Dean to get it painted. His prices may have gone up since then too.
Oh, I would imagine. I haven't even talked to him.
Yeah, just like everything else,
Yeah.
but great opportunity for
Yeah.
someone. You think we could show the folks inside?
Sure.
Sound
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. As we come into the entryway here, you will notice the doorbell camera with that Dean Laux paint job coming through the camera. And I forgot to mention the signature Liberty Coach lights around the coach. Right away on the entry door, that beautiful Liberty Coach lighting. You've got all upholstered panels. And I love this entryway with the stainless strips down each side. And then it has these marine vinyl mats with the leather piping in the entryway steps. And right away here for your passenger seat, there is a step cover that slides out, and you can see that matches the same floors that we're gonna see in the rest of the coach. We even have that two-tone leather here in the dash. Just incredible how refined the Liberty coaches are. And this driver's seat is extremely comfortable. It is an air ride seat, and the wood grain in the steering wheel is in excellent condition. And here we could see this is that upgraded tablet that Rick was talking about here, all the upgraded touch pads where we can control the lighting, the shades, climate control, different systems. It's got the TV that comes down out of the ceiling up front here. We can unlock and lock the bay doors, monitor our generator, DC, AC, monitor our tank levels, all from this tablet. You know, and a cool thing about this coach too is on the steering wheel here, it's got these shade controls here for these front shades. You know, while you're going down the road, if you start to get a little sun in your eye, it makes it very convenient to put those shades down. We've got, you know, simple rear view mirror controls. We've got a power window in case you need to pay a toll or talk to someone at an RV resort. You've got your telephone here. If you've got a driver hired and you're maybe in the back in your bedroom or maybe in the bathroom and you want to call your driver and give them some directions, kind of an old school feature that Liberty Coach still uses. You've got two cup holders here, just a very ergonomic cockpit. And then with the H3, we have a couple steps up here and this nice divider behind your driver's cockpit. You've got a grab handle here and these same marine vinyl step covers here as we go through the staircase into the coach. The interior of this coach has such a timeless feel. It's incredible how Liberty Coach puts all of these different color combinations together and the way they flow so well. Like, you know, in the ceiling here, you can see the two-tone wood with the lighter and the darker wood, and those colors really tie in together with this more cream color recliner. We've got the two recliners up front and then the sofa as well. Now this sofa will turn into a bed here. You've got a switch right here and you just press a button. So if you've got kids or grandkids staying with you, that'll very easily fold down. And that's a very large, comfortable bed there if you do have guests. And then I like the way that they've got this nice countertop space next to your couch. So you've got a spot to set down drinks. You've got another one of these tablets like I was just showing you where we can control all of the systems of the coach. Got, you know, Apple TV, all of that more modern stuff that you usually would not find in a 2011 coach. But we've talked about it before. You know, the Prevost shell alone is a commercial grade machine. This is like an airplane. You know, a lot of the airplanes that are running around commercially are 20, 30 plus years old. And if you take a Liberty coach like this and have some nice updates like the iPads, put some new TVs in them, put that Dean Laux paint job on there, and then of course all of that preventative maintenance and all of that service work, you know, when you have a coach like this that's dialed in, it's just an incredible value to have this much equipment for under $1.2 million, and it still has that robust commercial grade Prevost structure. Now, when your kids or grandkids are done sleeping, you can just press a button, bring that up easily, and boom, now you don't have to mess with making the bed. And it looks like Rick and Leslie have some nice blankets and pillows here. And then up here, we've got these very comfortable recliners. And then if you want to take a nap, you can actually kick out this footrest here, and then we can tilt that back. I mean, this is a very high-end, extremely comfortable recliner. You know, the folks at Liberty Coach, everything they're doing is going to be top notch. And I believe these are the original recliners, but extremely comfortable. You've got a nice cup holder right here. This could easily be used as a workstation. You've got outlets, and of course the walls are upholstered. When you look at where the ceiling and the wall meets, just how refined everything is. You've got that beautiful wood pattern here, all wrapped in leather, nice puck lighting. All of the lighting is still very bright in this coach. And this floor plan is still extremely popular with this bar style setup. And I mean, these seats alone that Liberty Coach uses are so high end with that polished stainless back. And you can see the material that they use has worn extremely well over time. You've got the monitor up front here to get some work done. And if you have views out this side of your coach, it's such a nice setup. And there's a reason they still use this similar style floor plan in a lot of the brand new $3 million Liberty coaches. We've got some nice overhead cabinets here with a really cool style hardware. If we can get a close-up of that, and then inside all of these cabinets, you can see everything is extremely clean, very well lit, lots of storage here above your bar area. And I'll point out that there's no carpet here in your slide room. And if we look closely here, the wood is laid at like a diagonal, which gives it a nice feel. But then if you look closely here at these lines, the way the cuts on the slide room line up with the floors, it's just incredible. All of those little details that Liberty Coach does, they really are a perfectionist over at Liberty Coach. And you'll notice this countertop has a slight lip right here to prevent, if you have a spill, from dripping onto the face of your cabinets. And Liberty does a lot of cool stuff, like your paper towel roll actually has its own little spot right here, its own little cabinet, so you can just feed it through the cabinet here, and that's out of your way. You always have a spot for your paper towel. And of course, more storage overhead. Now, Rick and Leslie are using this coach. They're taking this to Prevost Plus next week. So they do have some stuff in here, but the cabinets that we do go in here, you can see it's extremely clean, well lit, that timeless Liberty Coach quality. You've got your Brew Express coffee pot here. There's a little liquor and cocktail glass cabinet there, tucked out of the way, but very nice. And they do have a blender. Like I said, they are using it. They've got their Ninja blender, hopefully drinking some good smoothies or some good fruit. Beautiful backsplash there too. And if you look closely, there's darker and lighter tones in the backsplash that really tie in together, the darker and lighter color cabinets. So many tiny little details that Liberty does. Here, there's a bowl currently being stored in the sink there. It looks like this is actually like set up as part of the sink here. If you guys know more about this, like this bowl was like made to like sit in here. It fits perfectly flush. It says Frankie. I don't know if you guys know more about that. And then you can see if you take this out, it's almost like a strainer right here or something. I don't know what's all going on there. Maybe you guys know better. And then you'll notice, indirect lighting below this countertop. They've got the second level of countertop to just really take it to the next level. And then this does have the Fisher Paykel dishwasher. Got some good drawer space. There's your silverware drawer. Again, they are using the coach, so they do have a lot of their stuff in it, but everything is very clean. You've got that Miele microwave convection oven here, and then more storage below it as well. And then across from the galley, we've got an accent wall here with like this glass inlay, just gives it a very nice feel. And then we're gonna have some of the system controls here for your Octoplex system, your Crestron controls. And then we've got a GE residential refrigerator with a water and ice dispenser, and then some very large pantry space next door, all well lit, lined with this more rubberized material, which is gonna make it much easier to clean. And then across from that, I love what they did with the inlay on the doors going into the bathrooms. And when you open and close these doors, I mean, that is a solid wood door. I mean, that does not sound like most motorhome doors. And then coming into this half bathroom, even on the inside of the half bathroom door, we've got a beautiful inlay. You can see a piano hinge here, the entire length of the door. It does have a bidet toilet. And again, that same style backsplash we saw in the galley. We have lots of mirror space, lots of medicine cabinet space. If you look below the countertop here, you can see that woodwork along the rim of the countertop. Another really cool feature in this bathroom is there's actually a TV here behind this cabinet. I didn't even realize it, but when you open this mirror, you can see it's actually like a see-through glass there, and then that TV tucked back there, and then just more storage here, but such a nice little feature there if you want to have a TV going on in your bathroom. And then there are Jack and Jill doors, so if you do want to section off the middle of the coach, if you've got kids or grandkids staying here and you want to close this off and maybe have that toilet as neutral territory, you can enter it from both ways. So really nice to have that flexibility. And again, when you close this door, listen to that. So solid. Now, being a double slide coach, it's very livable. We've got a large shower here in the middle of the coach. It's got a radius, and when we open this up, it's just beautiful tile work. And you look at how refined that is, and I'll give you guys the shower test here. I'm 6'2", I can stand up no problem inside of this shower. And again, I'm just always impressed at every square inch. I like to look at the seams, as motorhomes wear over time. When you start to look at, where does the ceiling meet the roof, and just start looking at the cabinets and all those little crevices, it really tells a story. And I'm just always so impressed with the craftsmanship of Liberty Coach and just how well everything holds together on the Prevost shell. Now, across from the shower, we've got some nice storage here, nice closet space with a pull-out laundry hamper. And this is something I like to point out. Liberty has these, you'll see these in Liberty's, this metal piece here, this brace that goes the entire length of that door. Liberty Coach is thinking of these coaches wearing well over time, and they do a lot of stuff like that they're just way overbuilt. But when you see Liberty Coach's age, it definitely shows compared to other motorhomes out there. Even the hardware on these doors going into the closet is just really cool. And then we have a second door if you wanted to section off the entire rear suite. But coming back here, it's a double slide coach. We've got that big slide out right now, and you have so much room in your rear suite. It's got a king size bed, and this really impresses me when you look at the face of this door. It's got that woven leather look, high-end hardware, and they are using the coach. So there's, a bunch of clothes in there right now. They're getting their use out of it, but you can see it's very well lit. We've got nice countertop space next to the bed. And then across from that closet, we've got another closet here with a full-length mirror here on the inside of the closet door. These Liberty Coach owners are looking good. They got to have that full-length mirror to make sure that whole outfit looks good. And then, of course, more clothes here, and then the high-end drawers. And you can just see these, these hinges on these closet doors are very robust, way overbuilt. And again, I was talking about that floor to ceiling. Look at how that woven leather goes all the way to the ceiling, just so precise. We do have a second sink here in the bathroom, again, with that little lip on the countertop. If you do have a spill, it's not dripping on the face of your cabinet doors here. And again, that woven leather look on the cabinet doors. I mean, this is just, to build this coach in today's money with all of these textures and all of these finishes and the amount of man hours it takes to put these coaches together. I know they have about 10,000 man hours into a Liberty Coach build, and then I think about 2,000 man hours into an Artist Series paint job. And that's not even talking about the Prevost shell. And the Prevost shells now are like $700,000 or $800,000, I believe. So when you look at 12,000 man hours on top of a $700,000 or $800,000 shell, I think even at $3 million for a new Liberty Coach, they're underpriced. So to get all of this coach for 1.2, it's going to be really hard to touch this value if you're looking at that real high-end level. And we do have an updated Samsung TV here. I'll point out how clean the blinds in the bedroom are. It just does not feel at all like we're in a motorhome at all. It feels like we're in a very high-end hotel room. I would say even nicer than a hotel room. I mean, what hotel room have you ever been to where they've got, a wood accent wall below the TV, another wood accent wall below the countertop? I mean, accent lighting everywhere. These rounded edges here, when you see you've got this inlay and this wood that's all rounded, the amount of hours that goes into all of those little curves and flow, it's just over the top. And there's also so much function as well. This is all storage here. They're utilizing every little nook and every cranny. Here along the back of the coach, you've got huge closets back here with another very cool, like an art glass inlay on the closet doors. And even the wood pattern on the closet doors has a really cool feel to it. And then when we open this up, you've got some nice closet space back here. And then you're gonna have your washing machine tucked down here. And then your dryer back here tucked out of the way, and even a little spot above to maybe store some laundry detergents, and more closet space next to your bed as well. And huge, deep drawers there. And look how clean this is. You know, this bedside drawer, just everything is finished out and so refined. Again, there's a slight curve here that matches the face of the countertop as well. And I want to point out there's no cabinets above your bed. So when you wake up in bed, you have that extra headroom. You've got this cool piece here with accent lighting above it, accent lighting around your window, a very high-end headboard, and very cool sconce lights there in your bedroom as well. Rick, we really appreciate the opportunity to see this beautiful Liberty coach you have. Now, if someone's a serious and qualified buyer, how much money do they need to become the next owner of this coach?
$1,175,000 is where I'm at on pricing. And as most of you know, the bus lacks for nothing. It's a good bus. It's a bittersweet, again, for us.
I know you're heavily connected in the Prevost world and the RV industry, probably the most connected person in the Prevost world I know. If someone out there needs to get financing or has a trade-in, do you have connections to help folks get financing, or if they need to get a number on a trade?
I don't know so much about the trade-in side of it, but the bank that we do a lot of business with is Incredible Bank. They can set them up, and this is right in their wheelhouse. So they're a good bunch of people over there.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm sure you can connect folks with them.
I can connect them with whatever they need.
And we can leave their information in the description below. And then you're having your Prevost Plus event next week, and I think there's a whole bunch of dealers that put money on trade-ins, and if someone wanted to get a number on their coach, you're gonna have a bunch of guys standing around in that room that'll probably buy those.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of dealers there next week, and this bus and stacker will be there as well. I'll be arriving on Saturday, but that's going to be a nice event right there for sure.
Now, if someone is ready to they want to take delivery of this quick, how quickly could they? I mean, would you move out if they're ready to send that wire and get it all going?
We can make it happen.
You'll make it happen.
We can make it happen if somebody, like I said, it's a great coach, and it's bittersweet to us. It's been a nice bus for us.
Yeah, rare opportunity to get a Prevost Liberty coach with a matching stacker trailer with a Dean Laux paint job ready right now and fully gone through, ready to roll.
Oh yeah, there's again, the last one I sold, the guy that bought it, I make sure this thing can go to California tomorrow, and I had to live that because he bought it and took it to California. He got it all the way out there. So.
Yeah, he still comments. I think Sean is still a follower.
Sean's a good dude.
It's been about 3 years or so since I filmed that, maybe even more since I filmed that Featherlight that you had.
And that was cool because we were just in Las Vegas and I saw him, and I saw the bus. And he's done a lot to the bus, so it was a good fit.
Well, I know you cared for that bus and have taken great care of this bus, so look forward to seeing who the next owner is going to be. Now, if someone's a serious and qualified buyer, who should they get a hold of to purchase?
Just call me.
Yeah,
just call me and chat about it and show you the records of the stuff that we've done to it. So,
is there a good phone number?
239-253-0571.
I'll also make sure to leave that in the description below as well. And then, if folks want to know more about the Prevost Plus, they can always go to PrevostPlus.com or RiverLandings.com.
Yeah, Prevost Plus, if you're, the big thing about that show is it's a big educational seminar. If you're really looking, that's going to be a good place to come and learn about the lifestyle. So we're excited for our first time.
Well, in that venue at World Equestrian Center, if you have an opportunity to visit that show, to see all of those Prevosts in one room, meet all of the different people. It's a once-a-year opportunity, definitely worth catching. Yeah. What are the dates of the Prevost Plus?
January 28th to February 1.
Now, I know it was sold out as a rally event, but if folks are in the Florida area and want to travel in for the day?
Yeah, we have day passes. You just hop onto the Prevost Plus website. We have general admission day passes that are free. We do require everybody to register, so that we know who's in the building.
I really appreciate that. I know it's a lot of high-level people going to be there. So.
Exactly. And so, with 200 buses out in the campground, and it's going to be quite the event, and we're excited to be a part of it.
Well, we're really looking forward to it, and we appreciate all of your support over the years and everything you've done for the Prevost community and Prevost lifestyle as well. So.
Thank you. We believe in it. We enjoy it. So
awesome. Well, Rick, I know your head is spinning here. Good luck next week in Ocala. Appreciate you, sir, and also appreciate all of you guys out there sharing, liking, and following. And we hope you're all having a great day. Thanks again.
Thanks, buddy.
The Dean Laux Artist Series paint job on the coach and the trailer.
It was $250,000.
Wow. Would you move out if they're ready to send that wire and get it all going?
We can make it happen.
I know you have all the bells and whistles on this stacker trailer. To get all of this coach for 1.2, it's going to be really hard to touch this value if you're looking at that real high-end level.